The New York Liberty have done the unthinkable. After 28 long years of crushing disappointment, they've finally broken through. In a shocking twist, the Liberty took down none other than the Minnesota Lynx, the most relentless, dominant force this season. The Lynx, who had shattered team after team, were stopped in their tracks by the season's ultimate underdogs. Today's matchup was intense, with every play building to the moment where the Liberty flipped the script. This is the story of how New York defied the odds and took down the giant. As the game tipped off, Minnesota's Napheesa Collier wasted no time, driving straight to the rim and sinking a smooth layup to open the scoring. Moments later, Collier struck again with another clean layup, giving the Lynx an early 4-0 lead. Kayla Williams tried to respond with a floating jumper, missed but quickly recovered to drain it on the second attempt. Finally, Jonquel Jones put the Liberty on the board, slicing through the defense for a driving layup.
Backing it away, Jones. New York likes this switch onto Collier for Jones. Jones lays it in as Collier tried to pull the chair.
Collier, locked in, extended Minnesota's lead with another aggressive drive to the basket.
And lays it in, Napheesa Collier.
But Jones wasn't backing down, powering through for yet another layup, signaling she was ready to go toe-to-toe with the Lynx. As the first quarter neared its end, both teams were struggling to score, but Minnesota seized control in the final minutes. A clutch three-pointer from Aerial Powers gave the Lynx a jolt, followed by a quick layup from Tiffany Mitchell.
Just about gas she gets, Heidemann gets free and lays it in. Minnesota.
Collier capped it off with a finger roll layup just before the buzzer.
Stops, gives, Collier lays. It's a 9-point Minnesota lead.
The first quarter ended with Minnesota firmly in control, leading 19-10, while New York was left scrambling to find answers. The second quarter kicked off with Kayla McBride nailing a step-back three-pointer. But New York wasn't about to let Minnesota run away with it. Breanna Stewart answered swiftly with a smooth floating jump shot. Liberty kept the momentum as Emily Fiebig sliced through the defense for a slick finger roll layup. But Napheesa Collier wasn't having it. She made her mark again, this time embarrassing New York's defense with a turnaround fadeaway, keeping Minnesota comfortably ahead. McBride followed suit with a driving layup, extending the lead to 8 points. Just as Minnesota seemed to be pulling away, Lainey Hamilton stepped up with a clutch turnaround jumper, trimming the gap to 6. However, the Lynx quickly regained control when Natisha Heidemann slashed to the rim for a two-pointer, pushing the lead back to 8. Collier continued her dominance, draining back-to-back layups within 30 seconds, keeping the Liberty at arm's length. But Breanna Stewart wasn't done yet, charging back with a driving layup to keep the fight alive for New York. The quarter closed with Minnesota holding on to a 7-point lead, setting the stage for an intense second half. The comeback was brewing. The third quarter opened with Breanna Stewart hitting a smooth turnaround jumper, followed by Lainey Hamilton sinking a step-back jumper, slicing Minnesota's lead down to just 3 points. But the Lynx weren't about to fold. Bridget Carlton stepped up and buried a three-pointer, giving Minnesota a boost. Jonquel Jones responded with a powerful layup, drawing a foul for an and-one play, bringing Minnesota's lead down to just 2. The momentum shifted when Satou Sabally charged down the lane for a running layup, tying the game and sending the crowd into a frenzy. The Liberty then snatched their first lead of the game as Sabally continued her hot streak with another layup, putting New York on top. Minnesota, refusing to let the game slip away, answered back with Kayla Williams's driving finger roll layup to even the score. Napheesa Collier then reclaimed the lead for the Lynx with a strong cutting layup as the battle continued to intensify. Sabali wasn't finished, though. She knocked down a floating jumper to swing the lead back in New York's favor. The game was on a knife's edge, with both teams refusing to back down. The final quarter kicked off with Kayla McBride driving to the basket for a layup. But Jonquel Jones quickly responded with a layup of her own, keeping the pressure on. McBride wasn't done yet, coming right back with a smooth finger roll layup. Then, Natisha Hedeman raced down the court for a layup, putting Minnesota back in front. But New York wasn't backing down. Emily Febick somehow fought for the ball and powered through with a driving layup, extending Liberty's lead to 3. McBride once again closed the gap, driving in for a finger roll layup, slicing Liberty's lead to just 1 point. The tension rose as Sabrina Ionescu delivered a clutch three-pointer, giving New York breathing room. Napheesa Collier answered right back, charging in with a driving layup, refusing to let Liberty pull away. Breanna Stewart then stepped up, cutting through the defense for a layup, pushing New York's lead to 4 points. But Collier, relentless as ever, tied the game with another layup and quickly put Minnesota back on top with yet another basket. Napheesa Collier answered right back, charging in with a driving layup, refusing to let Liberty pull away.
This to tie game 5. Tie game.